Hi, hi, I'm Kelly from freebiefindingmom.com. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. Hi, I'm Kelly from freebiefindingmom.com. Thanks for joining me. If you're watching from Facebook, if you will, please give me a thumbs up if you are on YouTube, or like the video if you are watching from Facebook. I appreciate you taking just a few minutes to watch a video about money talk, is what we're calling it. Each week where we come together, we chat about all things related to money. So whether that means saving money, making money, managing money, or as in this week, we're going to talk about credit scores. So we're going to discuss all of those topics, and feel free to leave your questions in the comments. And if you will, say hi in the comments and be sure to let me know where you're viewing from as well. Like I say, at any time, feel free to ask any questions about, like I say, anything related to money, and I will do my best to answer them for you. So this week, I want to finish the discussion we were having from last week, which was about credit scores. So last week, we had Kathy had asked a couple of really insightful questions about credit scores and how they can impact. One of her questions was how they impact your insurance. Now, I know credit scores may not be the most exciting topic in the world, but if it's something that all of us are going to have to deal with at some point. I mean, the likelihood of us never having to borrow or needing to know about our credit scores is probably slim to none. So, thanks for watching, Danielle. I'm so glad that you're joined again. So I'm going to address some of the credit score questions we had last week. So like I say, at some point we're going to have to know about credit scores, and it's not, like I say, maybe the most exciting topic for everybody, but it's definitely something that's pertinent to most all of us. So having said that, I did do some research over the last week, and I could not believe what I found out about credit scores. It was really interesting. The thing that I was most astounding to me was how they can affect your insurance rates. Kathy had mentioned last week that she didn't know, by canceling some credit cards, what it could do to your credit rating, and how that credit rating can impact your auto insurance rate and your home insurance rate. So I did some research about that, which I had no idea there was a relationship between the two, but credit scores and what your auto insurance rate would be, because they seem like they would have nothing to do with each other. Well, I read a few articles, and this is what I found out, is that apparently there is a statistical correlation between how much a consumer costs an insurance company and that customer's credit rating. So basically what they've done is a Texas study that's been done that says if you have a lower credit score, you are more likely to be more expensive to insure. So therefore, you're going to have more incidences that are going to have to be recovered, so that it'll cost the insurance company more. They said through the years, they have been a strong correlation between your credit score and how much it's going to cost the insurance company to insure you, which I never would have put those two together. So thank you so much, Kathy, for bringing that to my attention, because that is something I never would have assumed, that your credit score would have any effect on what your insurance for your car would be or insurance for your home would be. So that was something that was interesting to learn. Also, what I discovered from this past week is the main reason it's bad to cancel your credit cards is because you are losing an available credit line. Basically, the way they determine your credit score, if you will, there's a number of variables, and I actually have it highlighted here, but there's a number of variables that impact your credit score. But one of the biggest things that the companies look at is how much debt you have versus how much available credit you have. So what they want to see is a very low debt amount and a very high credit availability. So basically, if you are canceling some of your credit cards, you are reducing your available credit balance. So that is making your score go down. So even if you never use those credit cards anymore, it is wise to just keep them or just cut them up. And they say the only time that they will tell you, or one of the very few times they'll tell you to go ahead and cancel an account, is if you just don't trust yourself when it comes to finances and using your credit cards. Thanks for joining me. If you are just tuning in, we're having a discussion about money and credit scores from last week. If you will, leave any questions you have in the comments. And like I said, please give this video a thumbs up as well. Or if you're on Facebook, be sure to click like for this video. So like I said, for credit scores, they want to see a low debt amount, a high credit availability. So if you have several credit cards that have either no or low balances on them, that's best, versus having even just a few credit cards that have substantial balances on them, because then you have very little credit availability. That directly impacts what your credit score is. So that was one thing. So why credit card canceling is bad is they want to see you have a lot of available credit. Number two, about your home and auto insurance can be directly related and impacted by what your credit score is, which is really astounding to me. And Danielle, as we were saying last week, in regards to how long does it take to recover your credit score? Well, as I said last week, the answer is it depends, but I'm going to give you a little bit more on why it depends today. The reason it depends on how long it takes you to recover your credit score is because it depends on why that credit score is low. If your credit score is low because you just don't have any established history, maybe you're young, maybe you just graduated college, you haven't had a lot of bills, mom and dad pay for everything. Maybe you were in a relationship before that the husband or the spouse handled everything and you just never established any credit. It was all in their name. So if you just don't have any credit history or much credit history to your name, then your score could be low. But that is one of the easiest types of credit scores to increase, because it's not like you have any bad history, or as I was reading, sometimes they refer to them as derogatory items, like a bankruptcy or something. You don't have any of those things. All you have is a lack of history. So in order to improve that, some of the things that you can do, like we discussed last week, which is monthly bill pay and setting that up. And as long as the creditors see consistently paying off your debt, they love to see that. They love to see that you are basically establishing a credit history. That is one of the absolute best things you can do. Obviously, taking out a couple of credit cards is good, as long as obviously you can manage them. Taking out a couple of credit cards is good because you're establishing credit. They like to see that too, and that will increase your credit availability, which is another thing they like to see in order to increase your credit score. And I was reading in one of the articles, they say if your credit history is low just because you basically don't have any credit history, that's easy to repair. That can be repaired within months. Now, thank you for joining me. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about credit scores and how to improve them. Please leave any questions you have in the comments. I'll be happy to get to them. So if that can be recovered in months. Now, if your credit score is low because of what they call derogatory items like a bankruptcy or, a missed payment or something, that's a different story. According to Danielle, that's her issue. You're actually able to get your internet service in my name. My husband pays it each month, so maybe that might get me. Yes, absolutely. I would think that would help you. Anything you can do to put in your name and you're going to pay that consistently, it's only going to improve your credit score. And something else I read is that they were saying that credit, that like mortgage companies and I think it was education loans and auto loans and something else. Basically, cars, students, home equity, and mortgage companies all report their information monthly to the lenders. So each month that you make a payment on time, that information will be sent to the lenders and they will be notified right away. Like it will basically be improving each month. Now you may not see dramatic increases every month. Obviously it may take more time depending on how low it is and how high you need to get it. But every single month that you make your payment on time, it will be notified, the lenders will be notified that, in a very timely fashion that you actually made your payments on time. So if you just don't have established history, that is the easiest kind of low credit score to improve. Now, on the opposite, if you have a low credit score because of what they say of derogatory items, things like I said, bankruptcy, missed mortgage payments, those sort of things, that takes much longer to recover typically. For instance, what I was reading is they said that like if you have one missed mortgage payment, in my mind, like to be honest with you, I would think like one missed mortgage payment, that's bad, but like not the end of the world. I had no idea that where did I read that? One missed mortgage payment can reduce, here it is. One impact of a derogatory item on your credit score. Okay, so here we go. If you miss one mortgage payment, it can lower your credit score by 50%. One mortgage payment can lower, and you miss it, it can lower your credit score by 50%. And your score can recover within the next year and a half. Like, how many of us miss like a payment, like a water bill or something like that? Like if it's not set on bill pay. I mean, it astounded me how one or two bad or missed payments can impact your credit score far beyond. Like I would think maybe it'll be recovered in a couple months or something. No, it can absolutely take, it says a year and a half if you manage your credit well from a missed mortgage payment to recover that credit score. And which surprised me. I don't know if you guys are surprised or not, but that I had no idea it would take that long. And they said there was this good article that I had that actually showed a chart, which I'm sure is very nearly impossible for you to read, along with my notes. Over here, if you can see the chart, they were basically saying the different kinds of derogatory items or things that can lower your credit score and how long they take to recover. For instance, obviously bankruptcy would take longer to recover, and that can be 7 to 10 years to recover your credit score from a bankruptcy. Even just a missed payment or some kind of a default can take 2+ years. Something else I read that was really interesting that again, seems like the opposite of what you would think, and you guys let me know if you kind of agree with this or disagree, is if you have the higher your credit score is, if you have one derogatory item, it actually has a bigger effect and it will take you longer to recover that credit score. So let's say, for instance, you have a missed mortgage payment, but say your credit score is 780, okay? And versus saying someone whose credit score is 620 and they have a missed mortgage payment, it will take you longer at a 780 credit score to recover than a 620. And that surprised me as well, because I guess I was thinking, I don't know, this logical, but I was thinking like if it's logical or not, but like, oh, they would kind of give you the benefit of the doubt or something. Like, you've had a really strong credit score, things happen, you can miss a mortgage payment, but no, apparently there's not any gray area or things can happen when it comes to your credit score. It's more like you miss a payment, sorry, you're going to be dealing with it probably for the next year and a half at least, as far as improving that credit score. The good news is, though, is that what I read is that a derogatory item can have a tremendous effect right now. So say that missed payment, if you want to take out a loan for something right now is what your plan was. Well, you have a missed payment. That's going to obviously really, reduce your credit score. But on the flip side of that, if say in 7-8 months, you've done a good job paying off your bills on time, establishing, good credit, what that basically will, that same missed payment will have less of an effect in 7, 8, 9, 10 months. So maybe you can't get that loan now for that item that you want to buy, but in 7, 8, 9, 10 months, obviously you'll still see the effect of it because you probably will not work all the way through that credit issue, but it will be at least not as big of a negative on your credit score as what it is today. If you're just joining me, thank you for joining. Please leave your where you're viewing from in the comments and any questions you have. We're just finishing up a discussion about credit scores. And so what we learned basically is that they can affect everything from your, obviously ability to borrow, but also affect your home and auto loan, which is something I just learned. And also it can take up to 7 years for different offenses to be cleared from your credit score. And the better your credit score is, the harder it's going to be actually to recover that. But I just thought that was very interesting. I had no idea it could take 7 years, but the good news is most of the items don't take that long. I mean, within a year or two, which is still substantial for, if you really think about it, like a missed payment here or there. And like I said, as a recap, the best kind of low score to recover is anything that basically you have because you don't have a lot of credit. And you just haven't established it yet. So that's the best kind because, like I said, the best things we can do are do automatic bill pay and those sort of things in order to, get our credit scores back up. Okay, so with that being said, let's move on from our credit discussion. I want to highlight, real quick, on freebiefindingmom.com. If you're a Kroger shopper or a Kroger affiliate shopper, if you will, head on over, make sure you download today's Kroger Free Friday download. It's a free Larabar, I think it is today. So be sure to download that. You have at least a couple weeks in order to actually use that in stores, but be sure that you download that coupon today. So go to Freebie Finding Mom for that if you shop at a Kroger or an affiliate Kroger store. Also, I want to highlight another deal for you today. If you're a Sam's Club shopper, if you will, you're going to want to check out the deal on Freebie Finding Mom if you're a Sam's Club shopper, because on there I have a really good deal for Oral-B toothbrushes. In fact, after I bought an offer and instant savings, you can get these toothbrushes for about 99 cents each. Now I wanted to address real quick Tanya's question from this past week. If you might have seen it on Facebook. And Tanya's question was, how much do you spend on groceries every single week? She has a family of 5. She wants to get her spending down to about $125 per week. So having said that, I think that's a great goal. If you can get your spending down to about $125 each week for a family of 5, that's phenomenal. And I will say now, personal experience, we are only a family of 3. We probably are not at $125 a week. And I'll tell you the reason we're not is primarily because we all eat very differently. I have a son who's incredibly picky. Myself, I eat very, according to my husband, quote, boring. So he's a big foodie, loves a variety of different foods. I am much more of a minimalist when it comes to eating. So we just eat different things. So our budget is probably a little higher than what it should be for a family of 3. But some things we've done to save money, and this may help you, Tanya, is that, like, for instance, we did join a wholesale club. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts on wholesale clubs, like Sam's, Costco, BJ's, wholesale, that sort of thing. I debated whether to join one for a number of years. And, and if you will, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have probably seen an Instagram stories I did this last Friday, actually, me shopping at BJ's Wholesale Club. And in there, I kind of take you through the store and kind of my experience and whatnot. And I'll tell you the reason I didn't join wholesale clubs at first, because number one, we're a family of 3. I'm like, what do we need to be joining a wholesale club for? We are a family of 3. Like, I think this is for families of like 8, 9, 10. I was wrong. Okay. So I will admit that. And that was one thing, as I thought that wouldn't be applicable to us. We're only a family of 3. The second reason I didn't join a wholesale club was because I thought, like I said, the sizes are huge, and is it really a value? Like, just because it's bulk doesn't mean it's a better deal. That, I would say, I'm partially right and wrong on. Now, true, absolutely, just because it's in bulk does not mean it's a good deal. But I will say wholesale clubs, absolutely, you can find deals there. So wholesale clubs, Tanya, that's one thing you may want to consider. Yes, there's a membership fee, but you should more than make up for that by your shopping there over the year. So anybody else have any suggestions on how to save money on their groceries? I would love to see them. Even if you're not a big couponer, and that's okay. Coupons are not for everybody. Not everybody takes the time, even though there's digital coupons now, and I'm guilty of it sometimes too. Thank you for joining me. If you just joined in, let me know where you're viewing from, and also any money questions you have. I'd love to see them in the comments. We're talking about saving money on your groceries. And so, like I said, wholesale clubs can help. Also, couponing, if you're into it, fine. If you're not, that's okay. You can still shop sales. That's another thing I like about wholesale clubs, is I feel like for people who don't like to coupon, it might be a good option for you, because then you don't have to feel as though you have to coupon, because a lot of, not always, but a lot of items can be cheaper than your local grocery store. So it kind of helps you still save money without having to go through the issue of couponing. Those are just a couple of things that I love doing. And like I said, digital coupons make it so easy, but I'm the first to tell you that I don't always remember to clip the digital coupons or download them before I head out the door. I'll usually think about it right as I'm checking out the grocery store, and I'll think, oh gosh, did I even check that? Was there any coupons I could have used? So I'm the first to tell you I can be guilty of that as well. But those are just some things. And Tanya, like I said, if you can get it down to 125, that's great for a family of 5. That's really good. Things that can help you is, like we discussed last week, was meal planning. Meal planning can absolutely help you use what you already have on hand and not overbuy and be wasteful. So that's something you may want to think about. And also, actually, now that I think about that, in regards to meal planning, on Freebie Finding Mom, under the freebies category, if you go to my free printables, you'll see I have a free printable meal planning worksheet. You're welcome to download all my printables there, and that page are all free. All you need to do is just enter your email, and then you'll get emailed a code, which you put at the top of the free printables page. So you'll see that there. Last week, I want to also follow up with you, let you know that I did take that budgeting video we chatted about last week. And in this video, I literally take you step by step through one of my free printable budgeting worksheets. In this worksheet, you will see a very simple format to how to budget. And I take you through literally line by line of what you put where and how to download it. I show you on my blog where to download this budgeting worksheet. So that video is taped. It's in the final editing process. I should have it out next week, hopefully earlier in the week. So be on the lookout. Follow me on YouTube if you're not already. Be sure to click subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that budgeting video should come out this week. Another video I'm hoping to get out, if not this week, then next week, is on homemade face moisturizer. If you use essential oils, I'd love to hear it in the comments. What do you use them for? Do you like them? In the comments, let me know what oils you like, and if you have an interest in learning more about them. What I will say is, over the past year or so, I have incorporated essential oils into our family more. I am astounded how much it can save you, because if you're making your own all natural, either beauty products or cleaning products, and using these oils, you can save quite a bit of money. And I actually, in future videos, I'm going to show you how much money you actually can save using essential oils. So let me know in the comments, are you interested in essential oils? Do you want to learn more about them? You want to learn how to save money with them? leave me a comment down there. That way it'll tell me that you do have an interest in them. And I will show you kind of some of the things that I use them for with my family. And the things that I like. For instance, on my YouTube channel, you'll see one of my favorites. I have a microdermabrasion paste recipe, which you can find on Freebie Finding Mom. In fact, I'll leave a link to that in this video's post too. And that microdermabrasion paste, to be totally honest with you, I love that. Like it is as good as going to a spa. I really feel that way. Like it absolutely made my skin feel softer after using this paste. Took me, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes to mix it together, and was substantially cheaper than if I ever would have gone to a spa to get any sort of a facial. So I have that video on my YouTube channel now. Go over and take a look at that if you want. And like I said, my face moisturizer video will be coming up hopefully this next week. And that is super simple to make. And you know how much moisturizers and beauty products can cost you. It will save you so much money. So those are just two of the beauty things I like to use essential oils for. I also love diffusing them. So those are some things you're going to see down the pipeline here at Freebie Finding Mom. I'm going to be talking and showing you how you can save money using essential oils. So that's just something that's coming up. And like I said, leave in the comments if you have an interest in learning more about them. And if so, let me know what you have an interest in learning about them, meaning how to use them, how to maybe sell essential oils and you can make money. I think maybe people don't realize that actually there's a business side to selling. My favorite is Young Living essential oils. And you can absolutely make a legitimate income from home selling essential oils. So if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to tell you how you can do that. And if you join on my team, I actually help you facilitate a team, building your team, being able to, establish an actual income using essential oils. So if you're interested in that, message me or leave the comment down below. I'd be happy to walk you through that. So that was this week. So we discussed credit scores, some things on the blog, and also some up and coming things like learning about how essential oils can save us money. And I'm going to be taping another video this week. It'll probably be maybe some more details about credit scores since that seemed to be of interest to you guys last week. And if you, like I say, even if you're watching the replay of this video, leave your questions, leave your comments in the video. I'll be happy to address those in future videos, or at the very least, I will put my response in the comments. If you're not familiar with my background, I should probably say that my background's in investment management. So you can ask questions about money related to making money, like I said, with essential oils, and you can about saving money, about managing your money, whether it be with mutual funds, stocks, setting up a college savings for your child, whatever it is, leave that question in the comments and I will be sure to get back with you like I did with Kathy and Danielle today. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, join in, and this will be a regular occurrence. I'm trying to determine the appropriate time that is best for everybody and my life situation on when to go live. I'm thinking Fridays around 1:30 Eastern time might be a good time. But you guys let me know if there's a better time, and if I can work it in, I definitely will, because I would like to be able to help as many as I can live if possible. So again, thank you for joining me. If you're watching the replay, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Ian.